In a world of video games being afraid of pretty women, Skullgirls is the latest to be affected by the modern audience update. Yes, this isn't just a sequel that gets changed for a modern audience, which is already bad enough. This is an update to the game that people have already purchased, as well as the digital art book as well. Dude, all right, let's dive into this video. So Skullgirls, the Twitter account, made this tweet and they said, as part of a global Skullgirls content update, we have adjusted several art assets in Skullgirls Mobile, Skullgirls Second Encore, and the digital art compendium on all platforms. You can read the full details and rationale behind these changes here, okay? Now, they said the forums are having issues. Here's a screenshot of everything that they said. So they said, hey, everyone, as many of you know, Skullgirls has had a long and colorful history shaped by a variety of contributors over the years. Okay, blah, blah, blah. They're looking ahead at the future. They're reflecting on the past and they're hating themselves for their past or whatever stupid stuff. And undermine many things that make Skullgirls truly unique and special, which I do believe they are. Yeah, they fired the original devs, according to Grums here. So this isn't from the original devs apologizing, which is stupid, for what, making pretty characters. It's not that. It is new devs trying to apologize for the old devs, the original devs, and change everything. Where have we seen this before? Oh, Tomb Raider. Huh. Oh, okay. All right, so anyway, let's continue. As such, as part of our most recent round of updates across all platforms, console and mobile, we have decided to make some changes to certain legacy content in the spirit of better reflecting our values and our broad vision for Skullgirls moving forward. So, below is an overview of those changes. Let's see what we got. Allusion to real-world hate groups. Oh my gosh. While the Renoir family and the Black Egrets were always intended to evoke imagery from an oppressive militant regime, we felt that the way that manifested, most notably via red armbands, flags, and symbolism, was too close for comfort. Okay, so they took, and I did see a screenshot of that earlier, where they took the red armband off of one. Bunch of pansies, dude. As such, all right, it was too close comfort for them. Some of these hate groups are still active. Yeah, because we had plenty of actual Yahtzees running around today. That's what they'd like us to believe. All right, as such, you will notice that Egret soldiers no longer feature armbands and that the heraldry of the Black Egrets organization has also been adjusted. This is a holistic pass that applies to in-game frames, concept art, story mode art, and more. Dude, they paid people to censor this. This took them no telling how long. Character sexualization and agency. Oh my yikes. While Skullgirls is no stranger to characters that confidently express their sexuality, there are instances in the game where characters are fetishized and or have sexualization imposed on them. This includes a few depictions of unwanted predatory behavior, particularly toward younger characters. I haven't seen any examples of this, so I can't really comment that much on it, but I'm gonna say it probably... I just have a hard time believing that it was egregious, else it wouldn't even have been such a widely popular and in the first place. While alluding to some of this can be narratively meaningful, we have made a number of small adjustments throughout the game to ensure that this content is less exploitative. The opening of Philia's story mode, which I have this game, but I haven't played it yet. But also, people are really not too happy, as you can see with the mostly negative recent reviews. All right. Racial sensitivity, because of course I did find an example of this. While there are numerous playful references to pulpy themes that we feel respectfully allude to certain stereotypes, example the sexploitation VO pack, we have made adjustments to some content we believe to be in poor taste. References to racial violence in Big Band story mode. Look, here's an example. Somebody said Skullgirls removed the comb from Philia's afro. So she had a comb in her afro and they removed it because they thought it was insensitive or whatever. I really have no words. All right, so let's go check the next one. More detailed of changes can be found on the following platform-specific update notes. Closing notes. We, of course, realize that some members of the Skullgirls community may disagree with these changes, either in terms of how we chose to address them or whether they were, in fact, issues that warranted addressing in the first place. Blah, blah, blah. This is just their PR speak. Stupid. Okay, so let me check out Grump's tweet here. He says, Skullgirls fired their original devs, then promptly started deleting content from the art book you paid for. An art book. All your digital media will be censored and taken away from you at a whim. This is profoundly anti-consumer and should be fought at every turn. A digital copy is not enough. Get physical. And I mean, I've seen people leave comments saying like, oh yeah, right here, honestly, this should be lawsuit worthy. It's like, bro, people paid for this content. They paid for it and then had it taken away from them. I hate to see this on multiple levels. Like, gaming censorship has just been stupid. We have seen, and I've made so many videos about this, and I know I'll make plenty more videos about this, but female characters specifically are usually targeted with this stuff with, the make-unders, making them look worse. They're scared to have attractive female characters. And, here's a game that has style that isn't trying to be grounded and realistic, which I'm so sick of. It's fun. It's cute. All that. And now, of course, they have to make a bunch of changes as well. And not to mention, it's just like no fun allowed anymore. No jokes, no stuff, anything that alludes to any race, anything that alludes to anything else. No fun allowed, which is just absolutely stupid. The point of jokes, usually there has to be a butt of the joke. And so there's times where sometimes what makes jokes funny is when they are offensive. There's going to be some levels to it that people are comfortable with, but as a whole, like, bro, that's why I get canceled for my jokes. Somebody's got to be the butt of it, and I'll laugh at jokes where I'm the butt of the joke too. I mean, who doesn't love a good roasting? All right, so let's see what Bounding into Comics has to say about this. See if they've pulled anything else. In a move that near fundamentally goes against the original spirit of the entire IP, current Skullgirls owners, Autumn Games, have announced that they will be censoring numerous media. Now, and like I said, I have issues with all the stuff that's going on there. Oh, this must have been one of them. It's like, come on, bro. It's funny. Umbrella Mock's Parasol in Skullgirls second encore. Okay. Bro. Oh, also the big point I really wanted to hit home to is this is even more worse when it's new devs. When it's new devs that get a hold of a property and then they do this. I have been raging about this with Tomb Raider for so long, and people have been gaslighting me about this. People have been gaslighting me saying, oh, Tomb Raider didn't go woke. Tomb Raider didn't this. Tomb Raider does. Tomb Raider's still great. They think the game's fun and they don't really know that much about the history of Tomb Raider, and they have not read a single interview, and they have not seen all of the piles and piles and piles of slander toward classic Lara Croft that the new devs have made. So they just want to put their blinders on and pretend like it doesn't exist just because, oh, I had fun playing this game. That's basically just an interactive story that you watch, and there's nothing you have to really do to it with optional tombs in a Tomb Raider game. But I digress. I will hijack this video to talk about that because y'all do know how it be, which I might make another Tomb Raider video this week. But let me continue. Born from a combination of illustrator Alex Ahad's personal character designs and popular fighting game competitor Mike Z. Ziamont's own proprietary game engine, Skullgirls revolves around the world's constant battle over the Skull Heart, an artifact which appears once every 7 years and grants a wish to any woman who wants to possess it. Man, I need to find that. However, should her desired desires be deemed impure in any way, a fate which has befallen every single user of the Skull Heart thus far. It's kind of like the One Ring. Oh, shoot. I mean, kind of not really, though. The woman will instead be turned into a titular Skullgirl, an immortal being hell-bent on delivering a twisted monkey paw version of their original wish. Hey, that sounds fun. Let me find this artifact. Making its worldwide debut in 2012, courtesy of publisher Autumn Games, Skullgirl was initially teased to receive a number of future content updates, such as new voice tracks and additional characters. Unfortunately for Ahad and Zaimont, these plans for continued support were torpedoed when Autumn Games was accused of fraud in relation to their development of Def Jam Rap Star. Okay, so due to Autumn Games being caught up in various legal battles related to this accusation, development on Skullgirls would be subsequently languish to the point where the aforementioned company chose not to renew its contract with the game's developer, Reverge Labs. Let's see what this is. Okay, I'm trying to see what else is potentially censored in this. Out of jobs, the Reverge Labs team would soon reform as Lab Zero Games before subsequently being rehired to continue their work on Skullgirls by Autumn Games, who simultaneously revealed that they were now in full ownership of the game's IP. While development on the fighting game would continue to ebb and flow over the years, things would come to a head in 2020 when Zaimont was accused of sexual misconduct in relation to a personal interaction with popular streamer Bunny IU. I did not hear about that. I have no opinion on it, as I do not know anything. In the wake of this accusation, Lab Zero Games called on Zaimont to resign. Refusing to do so, he in turn responded by clearing the studio's board and later its entire employee base before assuming sole ownership of the entity as a whole, all of which would prompt both Autumn Games and Skullgirls mobile developer Hidden Variable Studios to cut ties with Lab Zero Games and Zaimont effective immediately. Okay, so the fired staff reconnected under a new banner of Future Club. The twice reborn studio would go on to reach an agreement in March 2021 to return to work on Skullgirls. So while the game would continue to exist with its core identity untouched for the next 2 years, June 24th, 2023 would see Hidden Variable Studios co-founder and creative director Charlie Mighty Zug Price announce that his team, Autumn Games and Future Club, would be undertaking a massive censorship campaign across the entire Skullgirls IP, including Skullgirls Mobile, Second Encore, and the franchise's digital art compendium. This is so retarded to me. It's like you get a hold of this franchise and you just, of course, this is the state of the gaming industry. It's just filled with so much wokeness. Okay. It has been hijacked so hard. And now everybody thinks they're an activist. Everybody's wanted to do this and that and virtue signal. And yeah, it's just stupid. As we look ahead toward the future of Skullgirls, we have reflected upon the past decision. Yeah, I already read that. Okay. So they're going to sit there and apologize for the past developers, similar to what we've seen with Tomb Raider. To this end, Price then revealed that there were 3 specific areas they focused. Yep. So they had all those. So here we have actual screenshots. I know they have like a panty shot, which I believe they wanted to change that as well. They took out the panty shot. I don't think panty shots are necessary by any means. I think that they can be degenerate, but in this kind of situation, this game is already out, dude. This game's already, it's stylish, it's cute, I don't think it's a big deal. I think it's stupid to censor it. I don't think they should censor it. I mean, this is the style of the game. It just is. It's the style of the game, and it's not the end of the world. All right, so yeah, and then with those dudes, okay? So, drawing the announcement to a close, Price asserted, we of course realize that some members, blah, 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 and then that. Beyond this post, we do not intend to discuss the particulars of these changes further. So, yeah, the fans are really going to have to dig for this. I think over the coming couple months or so, we're probably, or whenever they release this, if they haven't already, we're probably going to see a lot of comparisons rise up from the changes that they have made that they do not want to discuss. But to me, The principle of it all, I know on the surface you can see certain things and have some sort of arguments for them. But I think as a whole, what we're seeing here is when you start really censoring creativity a lot and you really start censoring art a lot, and especially on existing properties such as this, it really is just that slippery slope to what we've already been seeing a ton with gaming in general, especially revolving around female characters. Look what's going on with the new Fable game. Need I say more? That stupid Dove campaign, all that. That is the future we are headed to. It just is. And I mean, we've already been there for a while. And what's happened with Tomb Raider? I mean, I just made a tweet about this the other day. I was like, in what? I still can't wrap my head around it. How they want to say this is an actual outfit she wears in Tomb Raider 2 and one of her most controversial outfits. Too sexualized, they say. This is sexist, they say. I'm wearing less clothes right now. I can go to the grocery store in this, no problem. Just makes no sense. We're just in clown world right now. We're getting to this point to where, dude, I feel like these game developers are scared of women. It's stupid. It is so stupid. Demonizing beautiful women. You know, girls love to play characters in video games as beautiful women. Games like Skullgirls, like, look at these cute girls. That's the appeal. They're very cute. They're beautiful. That's fun. That's fun to play as a female as well. You're not doing any favors to women by changing all this stuff. So, a lot of people have drawn comparisons and saying, okay, well, this is going on, but at least we have Street Fighter 6, right? Because Street Fighter 6, I think, and I know I'm getting some backlash for the fact that I love Street Fighter 6. I think it's amazing. And I'm getting some backlash for it because of one of the characters, that CrossFit looking girl, the new red-haired buff woman, I forgot her name, Maria or something like that. People are like, wow, look what they're doing here. And my retort to that is like, dude, there are so many gorgeous characters, female characters in Street Fighter 6. They don't all have to look like that. They can still have room for other types of characters, and that's what they did. They have this buff CrossFit looking woman. I don't see the issue. I think there's some ways people can go too extreme where it's like, oh, every single character has to look like this. No, that's not true. I mean, as long as they're not changing an existing character, and if they want to invent a new character and make her look like a super buff, roided out woman, why not have fun with it, you know? But we still have plenty of other characters. I mean, Jury is my main right now. At least until they drop Vega, if they do. Even then, I might still stick with her because I just love her. You got her. You got Cammy, who is a bombshell. This is the best Cammy has ever looked. I'm just like, whoa, gym goals. Chun-Li looks beautiful, so on and so forth, right? So, like, there's actual problems we can be complaining about, and to me, Street Fighter 6 is not one of them. But I digress. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'll be back to my streams today here in a little bit. I got my fiber internet finally installed, so I am ready to go. So shortly after uploading this video, I will be going live playing The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So feel free to, I got my Zelda shirt. It's technically a St. Patrick's Day shirt, but I'm still wearing it. I'm mostly Irish, so I can wear it whenever I want. Anyway, thank you all again for hanging out with me. Don't forget to read your Bibles today. I will catch you next time. And in the meantime, go boom.